Teddy Bruschi said Carson Wentz is going to give you one. Okay? And that is exactly what he's going to do. He could actually give you 7 or 8.5 if you catch them all.
Oh, yeah.
But then on the flip side, he will not even know that happened the very next play, the very next series. Here we go. We're coming out and making the greatest play of all time. There just seems to be a lack of just calm consistency with Carson. Now his pick 6 in the end zone with 1:46 left, tie game against the Titans, make or break game, can't go into a downward spiral. We're playing against a team that's going to potentially keep us out. He literally had a screen called where he knew. He looked at this ain't the right call. I think Frank thought it was potentially going to crack because the screen in your own end zone, nobody's really expecting that. They're expecting something quick. That's kind of a slow developer. He knew it was going to work, refuses to throw it into the feet of Mo Alley-Cox, says, nah, this can still be the greatest play of all time. Turns back into 4 tacklers while getting tackled by 2.5 of them. He throws the ball into his left hand and then refuses to take a safety. Shut up. Safety would have been game over. 2 more points to them, punting them the ball back. Brilliant. That in the middle of saying, nah, I'm not going to check this down. I'm actually going to make a touchdown here. I'm not going to throw this away. I'm going to make a touchdown here. He thought, oh, can't take a safety either. Tosses ball to other hand. Other hand shot puts ball. Pick 6, 2 yards. Mm-hmm. That happened. 1:46 left. 4th quarter. Tie ball game. Tennessee Titans staring down a 3-5 record or a 2-6 record, whatever the Colts are now. That actually happened. But then, to his credit, the very next series, he comes on the field and he walks the team right down the field. One of the plays, he actually falls, balances himself on the football while scrambling. Oh, no, not going down, by the way. It is the ball. Who gives a fuck about this?
No.
It is, puts it on the ground, picks himself back up off of it, and throws a 37-yard completion into quadruple coverage where Michael Pittman Jr., who's a ball player.
Yeah, ball player.
Hey, keep that number 11, Pittman. Tell Carson to go fuck. Maybe Carson's so rattled because of what Michael Pittman said to him about the number 11 in the offseason that he feels he's still got to earn everybody's respect and trust. Whatever the case. Michael Pittman, quadruple coverage. Yeah, it's quadruple coverage. And this comes seconds after he fell on the ball and then threw it. It is, every play is an emotional roller coaster. And I respect and appreciate how good he is, how tough he is. The guy played through 2 sprained ankles. Got those sprained ankles on the same play. Yep. And there's a couple plays he makes off balance and throws, and his energy is awesome. It's hard to say bad things about Carson Wentz. Literally, it is hard to say it because of how much I think he is liked in the locker room, his energy, his good plays. But goddamn, he could have 35 turnovers a game, and I don't think he would know it. He just moves along like nothing happened. And that pick 6, and then the pick in overtime to lose it. It was just, what are we doing, dude? You got to have a good time. He had some record, I guess, for most amount of
bonehead plays in one game.
Yeah.
Turnover worthy.
No, most plays or most throws without an interception.
Oh, that's right.
It did.
Yeah, he's a number 4 all time in the history of the Colts or something behind Jeff George. Yeah, it was big time stuff because all the people that are on Carson Wentz's side, which by the way, I feel like I actually have been.
Oh, yeah.
I've just said he's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah,
Which he needs to quit on some plays, which I've been saying for a long time. Tom Brady actually on Let's Go. He took a question from Cowherd about the state of the game and everything like that. And he somehow found his way talking about how some of these quarterbacks are just reckless, basically. And he said, I see Carson Wentz do it every single game. He knows he's going to get hurt. What is he? It's like that is what Carson Wentz does. Those are the decisions Carson Wentz makes. And it is. It is stressful to watch. Yeah. It is very stressful. I don't know how Philadelphia did it. I don't know how Carson Wentz's parents did it. I don't know how North Dakota folks did it. Because he wins a lot of games, I assume, for you. But there is many moments in those games where you're like, Carson, what the fuck is going on out there?
It is pretty admirable, and he is fun to watch because he'll never give up on a play, all that kind of stuff. But, there's really no other way to sugarcoat it. He plays like a moron. He does. I'm sure he's a very smart guy, but, you can't just continually give these good teams. He acts like he's playing in the Turkey Bowl in his backyard. It's like, hey, this is an NFL game.
There are consequences.
Yeah, if you're putting the ball in your left hand multiple times in a season and just kind of saying fuck it and getting rid of it, guess what? These guys, you're going to have pick sixes. You're going to turn the ball over a bunch. And then, obviously, he's a spark plug. He takes him down, takes him to overtime. But then that pick in overtime was terrible. It was just horrible.
Well, and also, Jonathan Taylor's there. Why are we not giving the ball to that guy?
Threw 51 times yesterday, which is, they were up 14-0.
Yeah, so the heat's coming on Frank Reich, as it should be, by the way, because everything I said to lead off this entire thing, the team is so good. Yeah. Like, legit, the team is very good. You look at almost every single level, the team is very good. Rigoberto Sanchez, punter, incredible. Badgley's kicking now. It was Hot Rod. Who knows what's going to happen with Hot Rod? But the defense is stacked. They had a couple games where it was like, what are you guys doing? And people figured it out. But it feels like if that team had a guy, the guy, like it would go.
Oh, yeah.
They got Thursday night against the Jets, so he got White Lightning against Wild Wentz.
I will say this. You should have seen the pain, because you guys know how much he loves Carson Wentz. The pained expression on his face as he had to analyze the two interceptions, which he argued the second one was worse because of the decision. I don't know how anything could be worse than the first one. I don't know that I've ever seen you guys aren't old enough to remember Garo Yepremian throwing a pick six. He was a kicker, and he threw a pick six in a Super Bowl that otherwise his team would have won in a shutout. Google it. That I think is universally considered to be the worst play in NFL history. I think Carson Wentz put his name in that hat yesterday. But Dan insists the second one was even worse because he says the check down to the running back, he would still be running right now. So that was the pain because of his love for Wentz. The pain on Orlovsky's face today was worth the price of admission.
Yeah, and it's hard because I understand Dan, he feels the same way I think a lot of us feel about Carson. It's like the good is really good. He's a great player when he's playing well. Like when he's sitting in there and he's throwing it and everything like that. And when he sprained both of his ankles on one play. That's
as many as you can.
The most amount of ankles that you can sprain, he sprained in one play with Aaron Donald draped around him. I mean, he still wanted to go back. When he couldn't run or couldn't extend the play and he was stuck in the pocket because he was in walking boots. He was so good. But then as soon as he just starts thinking like, oh, this play could be the best play of all time, every single play, it just one thing leads to another, and it's a comedy of errors. I mean, the throw it away in the end zone to the tight end on that screen. He thought about it. Like, you actually saw him think, oh, this play kind of stinks. This is going to happen in the NFL. Sometimes things are going to. He thought about it, and he's like, no. I'm fucking Carson Wentz, dude. He tosses that thing to his other hand, Greeny. Other hand, 3 people tackling him, and just throws but then he'll drive right down the field on the next drive. He used the football as a balance on one. He actually fell, used the football to keep him up, chucked it in the quadruple coverage, and Michael Pittman catches it. They score a touchdown. They tied up, and then the next series throws a pick it is like this at all times with him. I don't know how the Eagles fans did it. I don't know how his parents have watched him play football all these years. It is a cardiac arrest, Greeny. It really is.
Well, but that's the thing, is that at some point, the guys like that, you just have to accept that it's not going to get better. Like, we kept waiting for things, like for stuff to get coached out of players. And if Frank Reich isn't going to coach that out of him, then I'm not sure who does. The question is, what does his future look like exactly? He's got the rest of this year there, obviously. And I agree with you. I actually remain sort of a Carson Wentz believer, although yesterday kind of pushed that to its very limit. But it doesn't look good right now, and I don't know what becomes of him if and when they decide they just can't live with that roller coaster anymore.
Hey, Thursday night's game with Wild Wentz and White Lightning, 5 public push-ups between you and me, yeah? You know what those are?
Oh, yes. Well, public push-ups, I know what push-ups are. I remember the one time you made me do up-downs on your show. So, I mean, you're going to get me in shape. What exactly are public push-ups?
So, for instance, when you're live on Get Up or something, I will text you and say, hey, you owe me 2 push-ups in the next probably hour or so. Then I still have 3 in the bank, by the way. I still have 3 in the bank. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Are we doing this with no points? And we're doing this straight up. We're just doing this, no spread, no nothing. You're a 10.5-point favorite.
We got Wentz, though.
Let's be clear. And yes, we're not saddled with Carson Wentz, and you are. So that maybe that evens the matter out a little bit. All right. What the hell? I love my guys. I will make this bet because here's the reason I will do it. Yes. Because I am delighted to finally be on my wife's favorite show. I cannot tell you how many times my wife tells me that this is the best sports talk show there is. And let me state for the record, I host 3 others. If somehow you guys are better than the TV show I host in the morning, the radio show I host in the midday, or the NBA show I host at night. There's no time of day in which in my own household I'm considered the best talk show. So I can't say no.
Well, shout out Stacy, by the way. Shout out. But that's not true. We all know that's not true. Okay, listen.